Welcome back to the W number, folks. Tonight we're gonna be rocking out for Thanksgiving, dude. First time in 19 years, baby boys. We in this, you know what I mean? Kid, I've been locked up for 19 years, right? The first year I am out for Thanksgiving free to spend it with my family, to spend it with you guys, to be, able to enjoy myself without worrying about, what I'm gonna fucking have to wake up to tomorrow. If I'm gonna, who's got the homebrew? You know what I mean? How do I get a piece? Am I gonna be dope sick today? All the bullshit. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, dude, it's gonna be a fucking great fucking night. I'm gonna do a live breakdown of the gym fight, and I'm gonna let you guys in on every little move that happened during the gym fight. So the from who it started with, why it started, what happened, all that shit. But before I do that, I'm gonna read a little bit from the Bible because that's what I want to do tonight. It's how I'm feeling, keeping it funky, just letting you know. All right. So Exodus, bro. This is probably one of the dopest fucking parts of the Bible, right? And it's Moses, right? He said, but Moses told the people, don't be afraid, just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. And it's kind of reminds me of like what a CO, you know what I mean? Like convicts getting out of prison, or, what I feel like in prison when I'm like asking God, like, yo, fight for me, man. I need you right now because I'm at a low point in my life and I need you. You know what I mean? Something like that. But hey, what's going on, Chris? John Hearn, what's up, babe? What's up, big boy? Yo, when you gonna be in the studio, bro? I'm gonna try to get part 2 with you. I need to get that shit cracking, dude. It's been a little bit since I had an interview. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, something about November, Chris. I'm telling you, something about November. Every single year I've ever been to prison, every single time I've ever went back. Tomorrow, yeah. I mean, no, we can't do it tomorrow because the studio is only open from Monday through Thursday. So, and then it's from 1 o'clock until 8 o'clock at night. So we could do it. We could do it definitely on anywhere in between Monday and Thursday. I'll pick any day. I'll make any time for you in between 1 to 8 o'clock. The studio lets me come in and take rooms whenever I need them. So if whenever you're ready, let's do it. Monday sounds good. Monday we'll be in there. I'm gonna send you a time so that we can get that shit ready. What are you guys feeling like today? Like, how's the holidays treating you, dude? Like, what's up with your families? How you feeling? What's the atmosphere like? I've never been out on the streets for a Thanksgiving, I feel like, in my entire life, because Thanksgiving as a child is not the same as Thanksgiving as an adult. So I feel like this is going to be the first year I've actually been able to like look at my family and like all the adults in my family on an equal level. Jay, what's going on, brother? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully we have a great night tonight. I'm going to break down the gym fight, tell you what happened play by play, each little thing that happened along the way. Bobby, bah fucking humbug. Yeah, right. I'm not no bah fucking humbug in anything, bro. I'm grateful. And that's what I could say today is I'm a grateful ass dude, bro, because for my entire life, I have never been able to say that I feel grateful for anything. I felt cursed. I felt like I was living in a nightmare and that I would never get better and things would never be better. But today I could say that they are better. Even though I'm struggling day to day financially, to find jobs, to get mentally stable, things like that, I am still doing better than I on my worst day out here than I am on my best day inside of there. So yeah, Fact Jay, Mr. Freedom, how you doing, brother? I appreciate you guys showing up, man. This is my family, bro, right here. You guys are my dudes, bro. I look forward to these things so much, bro. Just because I spend most of my days editing and going to the gym or just being by myself mainly. I'm a loner, man. So when I get on here, it's kind of like I get to reconnect my family. And for my little friend that's listening, you better think about what I said. You know what I mean? Because yeah, for real, I mean that. And kids don't bother me. Anyways, so yeah, bro, we'll break bread, bro. If you want to stop by the studio anytime you want, brother. And on Monday, I'm gonna do John's part 2. We're gonna talk about some serious maximum security stuff. And Get that out of the way. I feel like me and John could do like 200 episodes together, just all the shit that we've been through together up there. It's just crazy. Yeah, dude, honestly, Bobby, I didn't even know you had kids. The last time I seen you, we were so young. I think the last time I actually hung out with you, you kneed a kid in the face at the beach or something. Remember that? And the kid was like holding his eye when he took his hand off his face. It was like, oh, put your hand back. That shit was all fucked up. Um, Yeah, I missed it too, John. So the morning, the morning that happened, I got lugged the night before for having a batch in my cell. Remember the cop? He turned into an Ip Phelps, and now he's the deputy superintendent and all that shit. This dude Phelps, bro, used to be the block cop in P2, and I got lugged the night before, dude, for a batch. I went out to play football, and I left it in my mattress and it didn't turn over yet. So when I came back, like when I went out there, it must have flipped. Like, you know how like when it finally ferments and then it blows up and shit. And it did that. So like somebody said Phelps walked by and my fucking mattress looked like it was pregnant. So like it must have hit the air bubble and just no, Phelps, he really wasn't the worst cops, but he was the type of dude that really had ambition and wanted to move up the ranks. So he would definitely write you up and shit. And he was kind of by the books. Yeah, it smelled before I could tell it was turning over the night before that. It gets that sour, like beer rag smell, like it smells like a dirty beer rag. Yeah, he would get you. Fact. Yo, bro, Phelps, yeah, he's a bitch now, bro. How about when I got my sneaker order and I had the sneakers in property, right? Stevie, what's up, brother? How you doing tonight? Yeah, he made LT quick because, like I said, he was really fucking. Yeah, bro. I mean, that was what it was all about up there. It was kind of the chase. You know what I mean? Like, who could get the most fucked up tonight? You know what I mean? Every day it was like, I just don't want to be in my own brain. I just want to get fucked up, bro. And that's what I did every single day. I was on a mission, depending on what it was. It was either nizzies and wellies or Adderalls and nizzies or alcohol or fucking Suboxone. I mean, Suboxone was a daily thing once that came through in the strip version. Like once the strips came through and it got broken down like that, man, it was over. It was like once that shit started getting in like through the visits like that, like because when it was pills, you couldn't get it like that. You know what I mean? You just couldn't get it. You get like 10 pills at a time, and then the one dude would sell it to everybody in the block and be gone in a weekend. But then once the strips came through, it was like one package could last a whole block a month. You know what I mean? Because you get fucking 500 strips, 1,000 strips at a whack or something. Mr. Freedom, he pops up in my chat all the time. He's a Dorchester native, so you probably actually know him, John. The blonde sergeant lady, which one? The one with the acne? I mean, there was a lot of people that let us slide. When I first went up there, I mean, Citro, I mean, he was drunk all the time. There was those COs that were like vicious drunks, like the alcoholic COs, and you could come in and you like smell. Yeah, there was a few hot ones, bro. I'm telling you, there was a few hot CO chicks, bro, and nurses. To tell you the truth, remember Jordan? Remember the nurse Jordan, bro? I always wanted to smash that, bro. If you find my podcast and you listen to this, bro, hit me up, bro. Instagram, DM me. We could do this, baby. You know what I mean? Fact. And I know you make big money too. I am about to start, so we can match each other. Stevie O'Neal, bro, little Stevie. Yeah, I mean, I seen him in a fight, but Jordan was it? Yeah, man, Jordan, dude, that's that bitch right there, dude. Everybody said she was a stripper, all that shit. There was a million stories about Jordan, but she had a badass body, dude. Her body was so fucking on point, bro. I used to look at her and be like, damn, like, yeah, she did fuck with the COs heavy, dude. But she also, I heard her say, in her own words, sorry, I was up in the HSU on watch, and she was like, I would fuck Aaron. I would take the risk to do that, right? So she was saying she'd fuck double A. She would risk taking that risk to fuck double A. So I know she would fuck, she was just about the fucking, you know what I mean? She just wanted that shit. So I don't know if it mattered if you were a CO or not. Sorry, I'm eating. candy at the same time, talking. Fucking starving, man. She was cool, bro. How about one time I was in the hole, right? And you remember Twiz? Remember the black dude Twiz that was like a wicked creep, bro? She was. I'll let you guys do that in the chat. You guys can find out who you are. Yeah, he had the male pile kid. That's where I got all my bitches from. So this dude Twiz, right? We were all in the box. So Jordan was coming around for meds, and we were in the Shark Tanks. You know, on the weekends at nighttime, we were watching a movie in the Shark Tank in DDU, and or in the STP, and she comes around and he's looking at her like this, like doing that weird ass, like, you know how Twiz is super extra sexual, bro. It makes you feel uncomfortable just being around him. He was like, like she was a Twinkie or some shit. And fucking Jordan turns around and she's like, yo, don't be looking at me like that. I know all about you, motherfucker. She's like, you're a fucking sex offender. I was like, oh shit. He straight put him on blast, bro. This was the type of dude that when the nurse would put the med cup on the trap, he would smack her hand with his fucking piece, bro. Yo, that kid was off the hook. Weird ass dude, bro. Yeah, yep. That's him. That's him, bro. Good dude. Real good dude. He's gonna come in on Monday for part 2. So we're gonna get that popping. And pretty soon I'm gonna break down the gym fight. So you guys can hang around for a little bit. I'm gonna break down the gym fight play for play. I actually have it right here, so we're gonna watch it. But I feel like kicking it with my chat for a little while. Jennifer, you guys know Jerry Sullivan, obviously, right? This is Mrs. Jerry Sullivan right here. Good friend of mine, really good person. We were supposed to do a segment of my podcast together. Jennifer, I don't see you up here. I don't see you next to me. I'm just saying. Who's the toughest boyo? You're looking at him, kid. You're looking at him, kid. What you guys say about that, John? Yo, fact, this is definitely the most mass channel on YouTube, I feel like, anyways. I mean, we are all from Massachusetts. Everybody in the chat, all my people. I mean, but don't get that twisted, bro, because all the people coming from overseas and from across the pond, all my people, you know, I got people all over the world, dude, watching my channel. So, you know, they get a little taste about, you know, kind of what we're about around here. And I think that it's kind of cool, bro. It's definitely really cool. But also, you can sense what prison and the mentality of prison across the country is just by talking to anybody in this country that's been in prison and been in solitary confinement, or been in a chow hall, or been in a feeding block, or been in an aggressive unit, or been in a maximum security. The same mindset exists throughout the whole country. You can't find one prison that people are not thinking almost exactly identical to the next one, even though there is big differences and shit like that. Yeah, no, Jerry. Yeah, excuse me. Yep. Yeah, Jerry's he is. Yeah. What the fuck? What do you mean? You got an answer? I just answered you like 3 times. Yeah, you can open it. It's got a handle on it. I'm kind of busy. I'm doing something.
You gonna have plates in here? We're missing all our plates.
No, I have one bowl right there. I just used it, but I'll bring it out in a minute. What the fuck, dude? Right? Yeah, I mean, to the COs watching but not chatting. There's COs that watch my channel, bro, for real. There's a few COs that watch my channel. And the toughest boy, yo, stop. Yo, Shavink really is probably, yeah, Shavink's definitely up there. He's in this video right here that we're about to break down too. Watch. This is why I don't do lives in my house, bro. That's why, right there. No privacy. What the fuck? Right? Yo, bring it. All right, mom. All right, ma. Yo, fuck you guys, bro. Word. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. Who needs a freaking 20 ounce, bro, when you could buy a 2 liter, bro? What the fuck? It's only $1 more. He had a nice black eye in this one with the short hair, too. What does that mean? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I don't live with Mob Dukes, bro. Come on, dude. I'm a little too old for that. Shit. Oh, come on, John, dude. I thought better of you, bro. I really did. I don't know, man. I can't. I'm not gonna second this right here, dude. Not for a little bit. And not for nothing. Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Not that I don't really actually like George in a lot of ways. Like he's kind of my buddy. He was till the whole split happened, and then after that, it just kind of like swing. I can't fuck with it no more. But like, yeah, he was a tough kid for sure. But I would not say he's the toughest boy. Oh, no way, dude. No way, dude. Hell no. Sparky, come on, dude. Shavink, this guy, come on, bro. Nah. Lynn, what's going on, Lynn? How are you? This is my friend's aunt too. Like she's a good friend of mine. She's always supporting my channel, everything. Everybody show her some love. This is Lynn. Great person. That's Bobby Lucas's aunt right there, right? Bobby, that's right, or your cousin or something like that. Yeah. George Perot. Yeah, I mean, come on. I don't know, bro. Honestly, I read that paperwork. I read all of it, dude, right? And he is definitely got some seriously fucked up charges, bro, right? He's I don't know. I can't say I like because I read it, bro. And the lady says straight up, it didn't happen on her bed, and it was a black dude, right? So during the court trial, there was a bloody sheet on the bed. They took a picture of it. Now, come to find out, they stole that sheet from another crime scene and put it on her bed. During the trial, she goes, wait a second. They're showing pictures while she's on the stand. She goes, the rape didn't happen on my bed, and that's not my sheet, right? The glove that they took and put in the house was so small. It was literally one glove, and George's girlfriend literally came out and said, look, that glove went missing the day the cops came and searched my house. So that glove is my glove. It wouldn't fit George. And they took it from her house and put it at the crime scene. There's so many things about that case, which is why he flipped it, which is why he's free, that you cannot say. Yeah, but no, that's another thing, right? So, and I'm not sticking up for anybody. You rape somebody, that's it, dude, right? That's some fucked up shit. But on the street, that was also his girlfriend. They were beamed out in an alleyway, and she was like, I guess, nodded out or sleeping, and he was like, blah, 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 kissing on her or something. I don't know, but the cops seen it, and because she couldn't answer, they arrested him. But as soon as she woke up and came to, he said, no, that's my boyfriend, and blah blah blah. And then he came back out after that again. So like he beat both of them. I mean, it's kind of weird 2 times in a row, but like, yeah, I'm gonna skirt out of that one real quick. But okay, so Shavink, I'll tell you. All right, so we're gonna go over this video in a minute. Yeah, he got out and did it. That's what I'm saying. That was the one where he was in the alleyway with his girlfriend and they were beamed out and she was sleeping and all that. And I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm just saying what I know to be true, which is what she said, like even in the news, whatever, when I seen it. And the trial papers, all that stuff said that she said he was not doing nothing to her. That's her boyfriend. And she was nodded out. She was asleep. They were both getting high, taking Klonopins, and she nodded out, went to sleep, and he was still messing with her or whatever. And the cops rolled by and seen that and arrested him for public indecency or whatever. And I guess it was indecent assault or something like that on her while she was sleeping, something, and took him in. I don't know if it was rape or what it was, but it was a weird situation. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, not in Massachusetts, not always. But if there's a reason to, definitely, dudes will be like, get your shit, you know what I mean, get your stuff. But it's not like California. Honestly, in Massachusetts, if you're a good dude and someone's like, yo, I need to see your paperwork, yo, I'll show you. And then after I show you, we're gonna fight because it's like you're trying to say something about me right now that I'm not gonna let you kind of, you're talking to me like, what am I, a fucking lame, bro? What am I, a fucking clown? You need to see my paperwork. Who the fuck are you, bro? How about this? I'll show you. And then after that, we're fighting type of thing. That's the type of time that I'd be on, bro, right? And it's happened. It's happened before, but yeah. Can't wait to see what they say now. Let me get my popcorn. Should I get the peanuts, Maddie? Don't get the peanuts, Jen. I don't want to have to send an ambulance to your house. And the stalker's gone. The stalker's gone, Jen. Don't worry about the stalker no more. Putting peanut butter on your fucking your doorknob and shit. Hey, Lynn. See, everybody shows Lynn love. She's a good person. All you guys are. I like that. The Ram. You guys know when you become a member, you guys got special emojis that I put in there. The money. Then you got the wolf, all that shit. You got everything in there. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm good. You can't keep a good man down. Not for long, anyway. And people are gonna go through ups and downs in their lives, and relationships that you have with people are gonna be, rocky at points, and it just is what it is. And you kind of just gotta roll with the punches, make the best out of things, and just keep it moving, bro. Because you can't force other people to treat you with the same respect you treat them. And also, it just go things go both ways, I guess, and it is what it is, bro. But and I appreciate, honestly, yeah. I don't want to talk about my personal situations in my personal life, right, like that. But yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, if you got fucked up, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, when you pull the paperwork out, you got fucked up charges. You're not going to be like, well, I'm going to fight you because you think I'm a shitbag, because you are a shitbag. You know what I mean? But yeah. All right, so let's rock with this fucking. Let's start going over this video real quick, right? See what we got going on here, right? So I'm gonna keep. There's no noise really anyway, but I'm gonna block the noise so I can talk over it, and I'll start running the tape. Boom. All right, so what you're seeing right here this is just a basketball game. We have them all the time. This is where all the talented basketball players plays on this side of the court. If you can see my pointer, that's where everybody that has game plays on this side of the court. This is where the tables are, where everybody plays poker. These are 2 pull-up bars right here up at the top. You guys see my pointer, right? Do you see my pointer? Word. You guys see the pointer? Or no, you guys can't see that, right? All right. I'm gonna have to go over here so you can see my pointer. All right, so up here is where the pull-up bars are. This is the basketball court on this side right here that all the talented players play on. This is the handball court over here, right? Now, this is Peoples and Jerry right here. They're starting to talk right here, and it's about to pop off in a couple seconds. Watch, right here where my pointers are. I'm doing the circle around it. Boom, this right here. Watch, you'll see. He's saying he wants to play next, right? Jerry was waiting over here at the basketball court. People's waiting on the handball court. And because People was over there, he said he's got next. Now Jerry said, nah, fuck that. I got next. And then he punched him. Boom. Now Peoples is on the ground. He's the one who popped it off. And Jerry hit him back. Now hold on. Let me pause it real quick. All right. So I'm going to hold on. Let me move it a little bit so I can find Jerry and everybody. Boom. Damn, it's hard to see when it's paused. I could go back. Okay, this is Jerry right here. See where my pointer is? This is Jerry right here. That's the kid who all started over, right? Well, he wanted next on the handball. I mean, he had next technically, but Peoples, because he was waiting over here where everybody else waits to play handball, he was retrieving the extra ball. So when you got next on the handball court, you retrieve the extra ball. So because Peoples was thinking he's up next, he's running around getting the extra handball. So when it comes time for the game's almost over, that's in front of him, he's about to get up next. Jerry calls over like, yo, I got next on that court. So Peoples is like, nah, I got next. So Jerry gets slick with him. And, Peoples walks over and they start going back and forth, having words. And then Peoples suckers him. I'm going to go back to that point real quick. Let me play it back. And I'll show you. See, Peoples is over here, right here, playing handball. And you're going to see him peel off in a second to go talk to Jerry, who's playing basketball over here in the top right of the corner. See, Jerry's at the top of the court, the key of the court right now. Now he's getting called over. People says something to him. He walks over a little bit, then walks back. Then he says something else. People is right there. That's Jerry right there. He walked over to him, said something to him, walked back. Now now they're having a confrontation right here. Peoples is like, nah, I got next. I've been waiting. Jerry's like, nah, fuck that. He's like, I've been waiting too. I'm just playing basketball. And then he's about to get mad and he's about to hit him. See, he's running around getting the handball. That's because the handball just went off the court and he went and ran and grabbed it. And then he threw it back over to the court. Now he's talking to Jerry again. Boom, he hits him. Then Jerry goes after Peoples, kicks him in the head. Boom. Now I'll tell you where George and everybody else is. George Pratt is in this. This is George Pratt right here. Boom. And then I'll tell you Shavink and everybody, Sparky, all these people are in this. Now you're going to see JP, Brian Moquin, Matt Grenier. And then there's something that happened after this fight. And you're going to see Preacher Jim, who didn't get involved in it, standing over in the corner over here at the top right of the gym and didn't do nothing, which is what ended up leading to, the outcome of a person's life. And I don't want to talk about that too much right now. It was a suicide and maybe for a different day, but there was a good friend of mine and I just don't want to talk about it like that right now. So as the fight progresses, this is Sparky. Boom. That just took that kid down. Boom. Watch, bang. I think that's Gino by. Oh no, that's Jerry right here. That's Jerry on his back now. Boom. And over here is Peoples. Peoples is right here, over here. That's George Pratt right here. Right here. This is George Pratt. Boom. We can follow him with the pointer real quick. He just took that dude right to the ground. As you can see, the white dudes were just crushing dudes, bro. Like, and Shavink was getting jumped by a few people. This is what's his face? Flynn, I think his name was. Boom, that's Peoples on the ground underneath all those people getting smashed out. His boys came running over to help him, and fucking dude's like, fuck that. You guys ain't getting in on this shit, dude. Backing them all off. Peoples is getting crushed out on the floor over here. That's him underneath all those white dudes. He suckered the wrong dude. This is Jerry right here. He's going to get his stuff. He probably left some stuff in his stuff and he wants to make sure he doesn't lose it. So he goes, gets his wallet and stuff like that. And he's about to come back over and you're going to see where he ends up. Look at that's Peoples on the ground still getting stomped up. And that right there, it's hard to tell exactly who's who on this video. That's Peoples right there. And that's Jerry. And that's at the end. That's George Pratt. That's, I don't know. I want to see, that's Jerry right there. Swinging and swinging and swinging until the fucking cops pulled him down and shit. Did not want to give that one up. We could run this back again a few times and see where everything goes and try to pick out more people and stuff in a second. But this is the end now. This is where everybody's fucking, we just took the major dub. It was an 11-on-11 and we rocked their world, bro. Bad. Hold on, let me go back to you guys and see what's going on over here. Yeah, Jerry had slick back here. Yes, you know which one is your husband. I get it. All right. Maddie Harrington. We was chopping it up and you came up. I know a Harrington, but it's not a Maddie. Jerry looked like a New York scumbag in the 90s. He was a stud. Yo, you're stupid, bro. George is out. Yep, George is out now. Ricky Evers, you're right. Yep, Ricky Evers. He's out now too. He's doing good. I see him on Facebook all the time. Matty Grenier's the dude who rips his shirt off after. Exactly. Yep. He pulls his shirt off. He's the stupidest dude ever, dude. He's fucking dumb, man. Remember Matty Grenier? He's dead now, I heard. Oh, man. You were there at the time of this fight, Mr. Freedom. That's what you're saying? Shavink has no shirt on. There's a few dudes who have no shirt on, though. That's why I can't really pick him out. He's the biggest kid in there, though. Oh no, it's got some W numbers, bro. Yes, we're popping every W number. You drop a W number, it's going up on the big screen, baby. Yes, sir. Tell Lorraine Chris Cream says hi. He was good friends with Paulie growing up. Okay, I'll get you guys. That's you guys' business there. Proud Townie. Okay. Lynn is a townie. Yes, she is. All right. You guys want to run this back? See what else is going on? You want to run it back again? We could run it back again. See if we could pick out some. After this, I'll let you play. I'll play the end to see where all the cops come in and how they line people up and take people out. Now, if this happened right now, they would come in with beanbags and shoot you in the head. That's Pat. I think that looks like Pat Wiswall. I don't know if that is, though. I don't know who that is. It looks like Pat Wiswall, though. Yeah, it's probably Taylor Harrington, if that's what you're saying. Taylor Harrington. He got into a fight with Jerry back in the day. Jerry Shavink and a couple other dudes. He got jumped in the cell. All right, let's see if we could pick out some more people here. I know everybody in this gym. I was with all these dudes the night before, bro. It sucked, bro. I got lugged, man. I'm so mad. Oh, shit. What the fuck? That's me, dude. That's my other video. I guess this is the playlist. That's why. Yeah, let me go back. Ba-boom. All right. So let me go see what you guys are saying real quick. Taylor went gay. Yeah, he did, bro. I heard he did. I think, a lot of people say it was K2, but no, Pat wasn't there. Okay. Yeah, who was that, though, that I was thinking? It looks just like him, though, John, right? Yeah, he was. He was the last one to go out. Let's watch it again. We'll run it back. I'll look at it from your angle so I can see what you guys are looking at. So I'm gonna do this so you guys can see everything. Okay, what's up, brother? What's going on, Bronx Child? Hell, yo, we're going over the gym fight. I'm breaking it down. Now I'm breaking down the gym fight. So look at this is the handball court over here. If you're waiting for handball, you will retrieve the handball. You'll stay right here and wait next, right? But if you're up next, it's your turn to grab the loose handballs when they go off the court. And every other serve, they're going to go off the court because that's what you do. You spike the ball against the thing, and then you chase the ball down, and then they have two balls. So you can keep switching balls, and there's not, there's never really a time where you don't have the ball and you can't just keep on moving, right? So Peoples is over here waiting for next. And Jerry's over here at the top right of the screen playing basketball while he's supposedly waiting for next as well. And a lot of people did that. They went over and played basketball while their partners stayed there to wait for next. But a lot of times also, you would just pick a random partner when you had next, like, oh, you have next. Yeah. Now Peoples goes over here to retrieve the handball. You see that? And now, boom, now they're talking right there. They're arguing over who's really next. And then watch. Boop, hits him. Now the fight starts. That's Sparky and Jerry. Boom, smashing, dude. Bang. Sparky and Jerry just fucking. And then I think this is Shavink right here. That's Shavink right there. Boom, just laid him out. That's him right there, I think. Boom. I'm pretty sure that's him right there. Bang. He was just wiping shit. Watch his fucking punches, bro. Heavy ass hands, dude. Yeah, that's Shavink because he's getting jumped. And I remember he used to say he was getting jumped by 3 dudes holding it down almost the whole time. And then that's George Perot ran over there and took one of them to the ground. And then boom, they all start fighting again over here. That's George Perot right there. And then that's Jerry. This is I don't know if that was Flinny. I don't know who that is right there. That's Peoples on the ground right there getting whomped. I think that's Ralphie. That's Ralphie Rubello right there. The Spanish one. Ralphie was a tough kid I believe that's Sparky right there. I'm not sure. Yeah, I believe that's him. That's Jerry right there walking over to his stuff to get his stuff. And as you can see, the cops are already running in trying to break it up. But Peoples is getting whomped out over there because he's the person who started it. And you see the white dudes do not want to go. They do not want to give up. And this is Peoples right here. And you're going to see Jerry coming over to make sure he doesn't get that this shit doesn't fucking end there. Watch. Boom. The cops let him go through and fight again. And that's George Perot. That's Jerry right there. Boom, right there. He's throwing punches all the way to the end. Cops grabbing his arm and shit. Yeah. Get him. And this right here, I don't know who that is, dude. I think that was Matty Grenier. Yeah, that was Matty Grenier with his shirt in his hand right there. Yeah. That's Shavink right there on the ground, I believe. Right here. And these dudes talking over here. These dudes like, yo, okay. So over there is Preacher Jim. He's up against the wall over there, but he didn't do nothing. And everybody was very mad at him for that. So word did come down to take care of that dude, bro, from somebody. I'm not going to say who, but, and then it started a whole nother issue. Oh, yeah, that was my Bible. So as you can see, yeah, it was definitely a lifetime ago. That was a long, long time ago. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's just how it is, bro. Like when you know one of your boys is Buddha. Buddha, yeah, that's who it was. Buddha got knocked out, dude. That was funny as hell. But Buddha, Benny Michaud wiped down Buddha in the gym. Me and him were in the gym a long time ago. All right, let me stop this shit. That was me and my boy right there, dude. That's Johnny, bro. Johnny's in the I'll let that run while I sit here and talk. But Johnny's in the clink right now, dude. Yeah, Johnny's in the clink, bro. He went back to jail for a dirty urn or some shit. Hey, mama. Mama, that's mama right there. It's Mama Bear. You don't fuck with her, dude. She beat my ass. She's what made me so tough growing up. You don't want the rings, bro. She's got rings on every finger, dude. She smacked my ass all the way up the stairs with every stair. Two smacks in every stair. Okay, Johnny, man. All right, John. See you on Monday. I hope we get a good one on Monday. We're gonna get a fire interview on Monday, bro. Whoa. Yeah, fact, bro. Happy Thanksgiving, John. Be good. Don't take nothing for granted. No, you're not a beast, Mom. You know that. But you are a beast in so many ways. You're a beast for being the best. Yeah, that's Bobby. Yeah. Yeah, Lynn. I know. It's bad, dude. I'm hoping that see, Mama, everybody's gonna show you love. If you are a warrior, you can play with any race, black, white, Spanish. Yeah, fact. And especially those dudes that were really good at basketball. You play on this side of the court, you're a beast. You know what I mean? You really have to be good at basketball to play over on that side of the court. I mean, yeah, handball is one of those games where you literally play and it ups your skills in fighting because your hand-eye coordination has got to be on point, dude, straight on point the whole time. And it's a great way to get your game up, dude. Like especially your fight game, because it's like you got the tendon power, And I feel like a lot of punching power comes from tendons and fascia. It's not even your muscles, bro, because I found out like muscle bound people are very slow and they're not as strong. Whereas like I feel like I was very strong even when I was wiry and skinny and sometimes could go months without working out and I was still knockout power. But I think it was all in my tendons and like retard strength. Yeah, okay, Jen, you can text me. Send me a text. For real, bro. That's the first knockout I ever had in prison was a backhand. I backhanded this kid Tommy, dude. I'm not gonna say his last name. Look at Jerry go, bro. That's Jerry right there, just swinging for the kid. Man, yup. Good old days. Yeah, I bet they were. They were both very, very tough people. Very, very tough people. Yeah, you don't want this smack. Don't let me get my baby powder. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. All day long, bro. All day long. Yep, all day long. Yeah, bro. Okay, what's up with Hood Boss, bro? He's still doing a life bid, isn't he, Bronx Child? He's doing a life bid, isn't he? Or at least 10 no, is he doing 10 years or is he doing a life bid? I forget. But Hood Boss is a big ass dude, bro. I've never seen him crush some shit, but I've heard of him crushing shit, and he's a tough kid. I heard, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop it, dude. Dude, a lot, big percentage, bro. I feel like every other person there is doing a life bid. Come on. I feel like every other person in the max is doing a life bid. Well, let me take this down a little bit. Yo, I had this video I had about prison, and look at this, right? Let's look at this real quick. Now I'm gonna take the sound
this
off,
episode
right?
and
Watch this shit real quick. I'm gonna leave the sound off until this commercial's through, but let's watch this shit real quick. Watch this, bro. It's only a couple minutes long, but it's why the US prison system is the worst in the developed world, bro. Watch this shit.
the claim that the United States is the freest place on Earth, a bastion of personal and societal freedom. For such a supposedly free nation, we sure have a lot of people behind bars. While many rights and freedoms have been stripped away over the past few decades, from freedom of the press to freedom of assembly, in this video we're going to focus specifically on the US prison system. A system that, by just about every metric, is the worst in the developed world. Let's start with some basic facts. The US has the most incarcerated people of any nation on Earth, both by sheer numbers and per capita. As of June 2020, there were 2,121,000 prisoners currently serving time in the US, and a total of over 10 million in the prison system, which includes
Now it's 2,300,000 and some change.
Those waiting for trial and those on parole. This number is higher than nations with vastly larger populations like China and India. It's higher than countries the US considers more authoritarian, like Russia or, again, China. It's even higher than the greatest of all boogeymen, the Soviet Union, at the height of Stalin's power. As for our per capita rating, the US incarcerates roughly 655 people per 100,000. No other OECD nation comes close. The UK sits at 140, Canada 107, France 105, Germany 77. China barely cracks 150. All the countries the US likes to cast as authoritarian hellholes, every single one of them incarcerates fewer people and often in far more humane facilities. The US represents 4% of the total world population, but 22% of the world's prison population. When you talk about prison and prisoners, all the racists tend to come out of the woodwork and say things like, well, those other places are all one race, and immigrants are just inherently criminal. Of course, these statements have no basis in reality. Among roughly equally diverse nations and countries with similarly sized immigrant populations, our incarceration rate is still vastly higher in every case. We also need to remind these people that white people go to jail too. They're just let off the hook far more frequently than any other race, but we'll get to that later. Now that you have an idea of just how much of an obsession we have with locking people up, let's talk about some specifics. If you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I identify one common thread that ties together all of the worst tendencies of the American empire: profit. Everything is driven by the insatiable urge to accumulate greater and greater sums of money. The stock market demands perpetual growth. Corporations must make more this year than they did last year. The prison industrial complex is no different. We tend to think of prisons as self-contained entities, cruel but untainted by the tendrils of capitalism. This is not the case. Companies have always been eager to work with prisons to increase their profits. The companies that provide food to prisoners are only too happy to sell nutritionally deficient slop to the prison industrial complex. It's cheap to produce and nets them a healthy profit. The phone companies that provide basic call functionality to prisoners charge exorbitant pay-per-minute rates because they know how desperate these poor people are to speak to their loved ones. Transportation companies make a killing shuttling prisoners to and from court appearances and between prisons. But more egregious than these examples is the practice of modern-day slavery. You've probably heard that the state of California routinely puts inmates to work fighting fires. Do you know what they're paid for putting their lives on the line? $2 per day, or $2 per hour when they're actively fighting fires. The minimum wage in the US is $7.25 per hour, which is already absurdly low and has been determined not to be a livable wage. Prisoners are paid $2 per hour at best for their labor, less than 1/3 of the federal minimum wage. But wait, it gets worse. Incarcerated people have their own minimum wage. Care to guess what it is? It's not $2, it's 12 cents per hour. Some states, including my home state of Texas, do not require incarcerated workers to be paid at all. Would you sell an hour of your life for 12 cents? Of course you wouldn't. But the people trapped in the prison system have no choice in the matter. They are required to do the work that is demanded of them. This is slavery. In the past year, inmates have been put to work manufacturing hand sanitizer and PPE, washing hospital laundry, and digging mass graves for COVID victims. In normal years, they provide forced labor for thousands of US corporations, including big names like McDonald's, Wendy's, Tyson, Verizon, Sprint, Fidelity, Walmart, JCPenney, and IBM. Angry yet? It still gets worse. With each passing year, America finds new ways to extract profits from human life. Let's talk about private prisons. As the war on drugs ramped up in the 1980s, federal prisons began to become overcrowded. The solution? Turn to the private sector to build new prisons for all this excess human inventory. The government contracts a private company to build the prisons, that company locks up the overflow prisoners, and in exchange they receive a fixed rate for each inmate. They are paid for each person they imprison. See the problem here? The prison slave labor market is a financial incentive not to pursue prison reform. It would damage the profits of thousands of US companies. But by adding for-profit prisons into the mix, cutting out the middleman, and simply making money off of human storage units, we've ensured that no meaningful reform will ever pass, at least not without a mass movement to demand it. Think about it. Who profits from the existence of private prisons? Private companies are given multi-hundred-million-dollar contracts, then their executives turn around and donate huge sums of that same money to politicians who will support private prisons. It's a never-ending cycle. Corrupt politicians are making money, private prisons are making money, and thousands of US companies are making money from literal slave labor. It makes perfect sense within the US capitalist framework. CoreCivic, formerly Corrections Corporation of America, is the largest private prison manager in the country. In 2019, they raked in $1.98 billion in revenue, all on the backs of exploited human beings, stuffed into their prisons with a price tag on each one. What's even more ridiculous is that the
Oh, my bad. I think I'm gonna do a live on CoreCivic in the private prison industry because those people are like banking, right? They're paying their workers next to nothing, right? And at the whole time they are raking in so much money and they're not paying out nothing. They're not doing nothing for programming. Those prisons are wild, dude. Some real fucked up shit. But that's actually longer than I thought it was. I'm gonna put the link for this video in the description so you guys can go watch that if you want after. And obviously they should pay me for doing that because I'm putting them on. So if you're watching this, bro. Oh yeah, so look it. I'm gonna do this, right? Banner, bro. I'm gonna create a banner, bro. This is my Cash App, dude. Anybody wants to help me out, bro. I can hardly pay my rent, dude. So I'm gonna do this, bro, because I have no other option. But yeah. So this is my Cash App, bro. And if you want to help me in any way, you could do that. I'm obviously don't care. I will. Right. Pay now. Ah, man. I will put it on Facebook. I'm gonna put this whole live on Facebook, and then people could watch the whole live, and then they could go watch that after because I'm more important. But no, yeah, those videos are very important because it's not about who they watch, it's just about what they watch. Ah, word, bro. Yo, fact. First fucking dude, fact. I thought that's what's up, wrong child. Fact, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Um, um, the morgue. I don't know if we had a morgue in there. I don't think we had a morgue, but maybe. Was it the morgue? No, you're fucking around, aren't you? Know that word, brother. Yeah. I think that for the most part, raking in millions, bro, fucking really are. Bro, that's the thing is about the prison. Yeah, he's capping, right? I knew that shit, bro. You got me, bro, right? I'm alive too. I thought like, yo, that's a morgue. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh man. Yeah, I think they get buried. They're like, if you don't have family to pick you up, if you don't have nobody taking care of you, nobody to claim you, you're gonna get buried in a legit like wooden stake grave, dude. Like they'll just put your name on the fucking piece of wood or some shit, bro. Chris, thank you, bro. Fact, dude. Thank you, brother. Hell yeah, dude. Um, yeah, it was old, bro. That whole prison was mad old, bro. Like, you know how like when you're in the cell and you can hear the cops, the ips in the trap walking around and listening and shit. Like when you're talking about stuff. Yo, let me just shout someone out real quick. Steve, the other day got me an Uber, bro, when I was stuck with my laundry and shit. And I just want to say thank you, Steve, for that, bro, because that was a big help. It was the rain. It was raining. The bus just went whoo, straight behind me, dude. I'm like, you motherfucker, bro. And he got me an Uber, bro. That was big. Appreciate that, Steve. Yo, we could definitely have a class action lawsuit. And you know what? There is a class action lawsuit that they just put it in the paper in the news the other day. Here, let me look it up real quick because there's a class action lawsuit. It's for the when that after the staff assault happened on N1, the PLS put the lawsuit in. Yeah, bro. Thank you, bro. Hell yeah, I appreciate that big time. So yeah, PLS put the lawsuit in, and they, oh shit, look, yeah, I'm right here. You guys want to see me? We're watching my own live. Oh shit, look, I'm only very close behind. If you guys haven't hit the like button, maybe do that. That's all. But so real quick, I'm gonna look up this class action lawsuit for you guys because there is a class action lawsuit. If you're not getting papers due to it, maybe write PLS. Yeah, my mom says she appreciates it too because she honestly she carries me a lot, dude. And it's hard, bro, for my family because honestly, like prison fucked me up to the point where it's very hard for me to like do certain things, bro. I don't know, man. Like having interviews, bro. I don't know what it is. I go to do an interview. I'm very intelligent. I have great people skills, but when I do an interview, it's like the Cash App is right there, the W number. I don't know. I mean, if you can, I appreciate it, Mr. Freedom. I don't know how to do that really big. I mean, I know if you send it, I'll see it on my phone as like I'll see it on my phone as like a notification. It'll send me a notification, but if you tell me yours, I guess I could send you a request. I don't know, bro. I just don't. I feel weird if I do that. It just if you do it, if you can do it, you can do it. I don't want to, I just I feel so weird, bro. Sometimes, bro. Class action out of SBCC. Boom. Federal court certifies class action lawsuit. Prisoners Legal Services of Massachusetts. Bang right here. So I'm just going to put this up on the screen real quick because this is actually really important for anybody who doesn't know. Yeah, dude, word. I am not. No, it's not W dash number, mom. It's not. It's this is my Cash App. I mean, those are the two things that you could maybe that you could look into. I don't know. I have my phone number, but I don't know if it would be all right to put it in the chat. That'd be weird because I don't know. There's all those people that hack stuff and stuff. I don't know. But so let me do this real quick and get that up on the thing. New tab. So it's what is it? Oh yeah. Federal court certifies class action. Stupid microphone's in the way. All right, right here. I'm gonna share this tab instead. Boom. All right, let me see. You can see this. Yep, it's it right here. And bang. All right. You guys could actually look this up and it'll tell you, a federal judge has certified a class action lawsuit on behalf of approximately 150 current. I'm one of the people in this class action lawsuit because they beat me up. They dragged me in the protocol room, told the nurses to leave while I was handcuffed and shackled, and jumped on top of my thing while I was handcuffed, pushed me back onto the table and beat the brakes off me and said, "This is for your brother." And what I said was, "You hit like a bitch." I was like, "That's for my brother." I was like, "You hit like a bitch, motherfucker." But yeah, that's what happened. But I'm in that shit because that shit was wrong, whether they hit like a bitch or not. They tried to fuck me up, bro. And it wasn't the punches that hurt me. It's when they picked me up off the table to put me on the stretcher to bring me down to the HSU. This one dude, he was like a Hulk, bro. He picked me up, swung me, and slammed me face first into the bars in the bars on the rail, which is up against the wall, and it hit my temple really, really hard. And for weeks, I had this massive headache, thinking I was gonna die or an aneurysm or some shit, because that shit was hard. But the lawsuit is Diggs versus Michi, and that's, remember when Diggs. So he was part of the one that they took his legal mail, and then the other kid who got bit by the dog in the electrocution, all that shit. That same lawsuit is what I'm in. And it's just there's one part of it which is for the legal aspect, not letting attorneys in and taking the legal mail, and then also for the assaults in the assaults. There's over 100 certified assaults that happened in more than 50 legal situations. So it's a terrible time. It was literally like a third world country in there, and people that were there can testify to that shit, bro. But you guys can actually look this up. I mean, I'm just letting you run through it real quick and see what it is. You can contact. This is the contact information right here. Asteinberg at plsma.org. That's the email information right there. Contact Aaron Steinberg, Director of Communications, and you can find out if you are part of this. And this is the firm right here, which is Prisoners Legal Services of Massachusetts. You can look up who we are, what we do, get involved, find help, donate, and they help all prisoners in there out as much as they can. Yeah, honestly, I deserve to get paid for way more than just that, bro. That was just one thing that they did among so many others, bro. And unfortunately, they get away with 99% of it. So there's not much you can do about it, you know. But I appreciate everybody showing up. It's literally the 1 hour mark, and I'm gonna go tonight. I appreciate you guys for looking out with the super thanks and the super chats and shit, or whatever that those were. Chris and Bronx Child, you guys are really fucking that big, huge right there. It doesn't matter how much, just that you did it just means a whole lot, bro. Word. And you don't make a lot doing this YouTube thing. So, you know, anything that people can do, it means a lot. All right, Steve, I love you guys. Certain Citizen, Bronx Child, Boston Rob, Steve, Lynn, Jennifer is texting me already, so it doesn't really matter. But you know, Chris, my mama, you know, Bobby, Mr. Freedom. You guys are all, man. I love you. Bronx Child, man, fucking just everybody who showed up tonight. Everybody. Chris. I think I'm saying the same names all. But yeah. All right, guys. And Mr. Freedom, if you can, you know, whatever it is, if you can. Oh, okay, word. Thank you, bro. Fact. I appreciate that. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I appreciate that. So yeah, great live. I appreciate it. Stay blessed. You guys stay blessed too. Matter of fact, before I go, I'm gonna hit you with another little piece of the Bible, bro, because that's can never hurt, right? And anything I underline is pretty good. So this is chapter 17, the prayer of Jesus. Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son so we can give glory back to you. For you have given him authority over everyone. He gives eternal life to each one you have given him. And this is the way to have eternal life, to know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, the one you sent to earth. I brought glory to you here on earth by completing the work you gave me to do. Now, Father, bring me into the glory we shared before the world began. With that said, salute to everybody who showed up. W number out.